Chapter 9. After gym, I head down to the school's basement for practical arts. It's this class where some psycho with a teaching license gives a bunch of middle schoolers power tools and knives and hot glue guns and expects us to make things without maiming each other or committing manslaughter. Child slaughter? I don't know whose idea this was, but I can't decide if I'm excited or terrified out of my little seventh grade mind. Who am I kidding? I've always liked making things, and the thought that at any moment I could witness a horrific accidental dismemberment gives me some sort of creepy thrill. I don't know why that is, but I don't like to dwell in that part of my mind for very long. Miss Alvarez is our licensed nutcase. She's this super pretty lady with gorgeous black hair pulled back in a tight, no nonsense bun. I think she'd look better with her hair down, but I guess she probably wears it that way so she doesn't catch her hair in one of those scary looking machines down here and get her scalp ripped off like some horrible wet hairy hat. Our classroom has no windows, and it totally reeks with all of these post gym sweaty preteens crammed into it. Seriously, it smells like a swamp's butthole down here. I try to give my armpit a sneaky sniff just to make sure I'm not a major contributor to the funk. But this cute blonde guy catches me mid whiff. He smirks, looks away. My face turns red, and I totally try to play it cool by transitioning into a big fake yawn. I don't think he buys it. I don't know why I even care. It's not like any sane male member of this species would be interested in an ugly, uninteresting me. I sit down at this old wood table with like 1,000 years worth of graffiti carved into it. I don't feel like talking to anyone, so I stare at the table and read. Jimmy was here. Mr. Stone is a jabroni. Katie is a whore. Beavis and Butthead rules. Alicia is a bit. Can I sit here? Ask a too happy voice. I look up. It's this perky blonde with a wide pink cheerleader head bow and a mouthful of serious hardware smiling down at me. I guess she's new or something because I don't recognize her from last year. Then again, last year I missed a ton of school and barely talked to anyone when I actually showed up. And when I was here, I spent the majority of my time locked up and in school suspension because I guess my teachers didn't want to bother with me. Um, I guess so. I say, wow, Randy, go easy on the enthusiasm. You'd hate to scare her away by coming on too strong before she has a chance to get to know you and then run away screaming. Thanks, she says and flashes another metallic grin as she plops down in the seat across from me. She reaches out a hand with what has to be the best nail job I've ever seen. Each nail, except for the ring finger, is painted with a tiny beach scene, complete with sand, water, and an umbrella, each finger sporting a different colored one. On her ring finger is a bright yellow sun in dark sunglasses, beaming a friendly smile. Name's Emmeline, Emmeline Wilson. I reach out and shake her hand. I'm Miranda Lewis, I say, but most people call me Randy. Well, the people who bother to call me anything do, anyway. I stare at my hand in hers for a little too long, and we cross into the awkward, okay, now we're technically holding hands territory. My hand seems so plain and dirty inside this bright and perfectly manicured specimen. Ugly me takes over, and I snatch my hand away as if her hand was a red hot snake with leprosy or something. I look back down at the table. I feel much more at home among the scars, chip paint, and profanity. Nice to meet you, she says, still sporting that big smile. She leans back, puts this ginormous granny style purse on the table. It lands with a thud. And then the whole table shakes like it's going to shatter into splinters. It's printed with unicorns and rainbows and must weigh like 1,000,000 pounds or something. Nice purse, I say, my voice dripping sarcasm. Ugly me getting ready to have a field day with this too happy weirdo. Thanks, I made it myself. I don't know if she missed the bitchiness in my voice or if she just decided to ignore it and press on with her freaky positivity. Either way, I'm caught off guard and ugly me slinks back into the shadows a little bit. But just because ugly me is always there, just beneath the surface, ready to pounce out and eat someone's face off. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool, I say. And this time, there's no snippy, hate drenched sarcasm because I actually do think it's pretty cool that she made the thing. I mean, I'm not into unicorns or that kind of cutesy stuff, but I'm kind of impressed. I wonder if she makes one in a thunderstorm gray. That would jive with my motif a little better. Plus, I'm deadly curious about what the heck she keeps in that thing. She doesn't skip a beat. Thanks. Randy, I make stuff all the time. It's like literally all I do when I'm not in school. I want to open an online store, but my dad says I'm too young for it. Here, check this out. She reaches into the bag, and I half expected to swallow her whole like some kind of evil purse monster from one of those cheesy old horror movies or something. She pulls out a tiny little something and puts it into my hand. It's this clearish, plasticky ring. It looks like something you'd get out of those red quarter junk machines like they put at the entrances of grocery stores. I'm not impressed, and I must show because she nudges me. Hold it up to the light and look closer. Ugly me yearns to break out and squash her annoying enthusiasm, but I shove her back into the dark. I hold the ring up to the light, and what I see makes my jaw drop. Chapter 10. I couldn't tell from just holding it in my hand, but the tiny thing is filled with what must be thousands of teeny tiny air bubbles. And as I stare at it, all stupid looking and open mouthed, I move it around in front of my eyes. The light dances off those tiny specks and creates what looks like a million little stars. It looks like one of those pictures you see on computer wallpapers where the sky looks like it goes on forever with little points of light. It's amazing. I've never seen one of those beautiful starry skies in person. I've only ever seen the sky above this place. At night, the city lights bleed over and give it this sick, washed out look. Instead of a gorgeous black star spotted blanket, we get a sky that looks like it's about to gag because it has to hang over this shithole. One of these days, I'm going to get out of this miserable place and move to a place where the sky goes on forever. And there I'll have a yard that's more than a tiny patch of grass covered in 7 layers of dog crap and garbage. I'm going to lie there every night and just stare up at the sky and follow those little points of stars shine until I lose myself in them. And when I have kids, they're going to have a place right beside me and we can get lost together. And there will be, away from all this, the yelling, the bullying, the fighting, the anger, the drugs, the drama, the ugliness. And we will all be safe and warm with lots of love to go around. I get totally lost inside this little plastic ring, staring into those starry points of light. I feel tears forming, big wet lumps in my eyes, threatening to spill out and betray me. I shake my head like I just took a serious blow to the old cranium and come to my senses. I'm not staring into an endless starry sky. I'm contemplating the meaning of my meaningless existence because of a crappy hunk of discount store junk. I feel like a total space cadet for it, and the sting of real life comes crashing down on me. Because here's the bullshit reality of the situation. I'll be lucky to make it out of high school in one piece. And if I do, it'll take a miracle for me to take my miserable self any farther than my own block. I'm stuck up to my ears in my muddy life, and unless someone comes along soon and pulls me out, they probably won't, I'm going to drown in the smelly muck of it all. Stupid stars. Stupid me for letting myself believe that I could have a piece of life beyond my here and now. I hand the ring back to Emmeline. I catch her looking at me with that, what the hell's going on here kind of face. Ugly me wants to rip her lips off for it. I feel like a helpless, flipped over bug, and I wait for her hurtful words to smash me to a gooey pulp. But that hurt doesn't come. "Why don't you keep it?" she asked, and hands the ring back to me. "I think maybe you need it more than I do." I don't know what to say. What's her play here? I shake my head and offer it back to her. "No, seriously, you take it." She grabs my hand and closes my fingers around the ring. She leans into me and her voice gets all whisper serious. "I think it chose you or something, like in the Lord of the Rings." Oh, Jesus. What a nerd. Of course. I get the reference. So, what does that say about me? A smile sneaks its way onto my lips. "Be careful, Randy," a voice inside me warns. I slip the ring onto my finger. It fits perfectly. "Thank you," I said. She smiles back.